Hello, and welcome to episode 26 of the Mindful Knitter podcast. My name is Claire, and I am your host, and I am very happy to have you here with me today for this very special episode. This is our 1-year anniversary or 1-year podiversary. I started this channel almost exactly 1 year ago at the end of September in 2021. So today we will have a little bit of a giveaway that we'll talk about later in the episode. But I'm just very excited to have you here with me today. I did not know that this is going to last for a year, so that's very exciting. So if you are new, welcome. A little bit about me. I'm coming to you from the southeast of the United States, where I live with my husband, Alex, and our 3 Great Danes, Murphy, Nolly, and Obi. If you want to connect on social media, I am on Ravelry and Instagram. So on Ravelry, I am the Mindful Knitter Pod, and we do have a Ravelry group. It's the Mindful Knitter Podcast group in the community section on Ravelry, and we have several different threads going on there right now. We have the Magical Make-Along that's going on, so there's a thread for that. We have like a little mini make-along, or like a mini, I guess, knit-along, I suppose it would be. It's for Stephen West's mystery knit-along that he's doing starting next week. So we just have our own little mini version of that within our group. Nothing super fancy, certainly not official. It's just our little group to make along together for that. And that's about it for Ravelry. If you want to connect on Instagram, I am the.mindfulknitter on Instagram, and I do post on there every week, often a couple of times a week. I don't spam Instagram, but I would say I'm active on there. So I would love to connect with you that way. And you can always send me an email as well. It's clairethemindfulknitter@gmail.com. And then all of this information, all my contact information, and then all the important information that we're covering in the episode for today, like yarn makers, designers, what have you, all of that is in the description down below this video. So if you have a question about anything, check the show notes. And if you still have a question after you've checked the show notes, please feel free to let me know, and I'd be happy to answer any questions for you. I think that's pretty much it for the introduction things. This podcast is about yarn, mostly. Mostly knitting, although today we've got quite a bit of crochet. Weaving, yarn spinning, I do spin yarn, and other kind of crafty things. And then we definitely have a mindfulness component, either within a segment of the podcast episodes or as the separate mindfulness videos on the channel. So lots to look forward to. For today, we have quite a bit to get into. So actually, I'm going to set a little timer for myself on my watch so that I can keep track of what I'm doing in my life. Actually, I'll set a timer this way, and that'll keep me on track because I have a bit to cover, and I have to go to work this afternoon, so I can't go over my time allotment. But welcome. I'm so glad to have you here with me today, especially on this auspicious day of the anniversary of the channel. This 100% wouldn't have happened without you guys, because I can't just talk to myself for hours on end. That would not be nearly as fun. So the only reason that the channel is, done what it's done is because I've been making so many great friends on YouTube. And some of you guys I've met in real life. I've met some of you guys on our Zoom knit nights. I always love reading all of your comments. Sometimes they're very helpful. Other times they're just really encouraging or inspiring. So you guys are really awesome, and I'm just really grateful for you. And that's the reason I'm doing a giveaway later in the episode, because I want to say thank you to you guys, because it's just been really, really amazing. This has been just an awesome community. Yeah, it's been so good. I know I talk about it periodically, but it's still true. So for today, so that I am being good about time management, I'm going to just get into the content for today. We're going to have finished objects, work in progress, some acquisitions, an unboxing as part of the acquisitions, so that's fun. It is autumnal in nature, which I think is super fun. And then a little bit of knit chat towards the end where we'll talk about the make-alongs we've got going on, basically. And then knit night will be next week on Zoom. Although, should we do Discord? That's a question I have for you guys. So, should we do Discord or should we keep it on Zoom? I've had a couple people suggest Discord, so I don't have a strong preference. So whatever works for other people's, I'm happy to do. So that's kind of what we got for today. We might have a few other tidbits thrown in, but that is the general gist. Also, I apologize if my words are kind of hard today. I was visiting my niece this weekend. She's 4 and, has germs, and I can't tell if I have allergies because it is definitely fall here now. It's definitely beginning of fall. So, as the nature is doing its thing, I might be having a lot of allergies, but I don't know if I caught a cold from my niece. So I am feeling that right now. So if I am not as coherent as usual, I apologize for that. I am definitely trying, but my words are a little hard. We'll struggle through together. So my first finished object I am wearing. I'm very happy with this one. I've actually worn it several times, so if it's a bit rumpled, it's because I've worn it several times now. It's keeping its blocking pretty well though. So this is huge, obviously. This is real big. This is real big. So this is the Adeline Shawl. This is a crochet shawl. This is the first time I've ever done like a crocheted lace kind of deal. To me, this is crocheted lace. I don't know if that's technically what it is, but this looks like crocheted lace to me, so that's what I'm calling it for now until I know better. This took 2 skeins of yarn to do, 2 skeins of fingering weight. The first skein is this ombre. I'm trying to remember what it was because I don't have the labels with me anymore. Because I actually finished this quite a while ago. I finished it like the day after the last podcast episode, which was like 3 weeks ago at this point. Oh, busyness, you guys. It's hard to get these podcasts filmed regularly. So this ombre skein, the blue that fades to kind of like this really pale, icy aqua green color. This was, I will definitely have it in the description below the video because I talked about it last time, so I already have it in the description below that video, so I'll just copy and paste that. But it's like Apple Tree Farm or Apple Gate Farm or Apple something yarn in the Ice Queen colorway. Yeah, I'm not real sure exactly. But it's beautiful. It was like 500 and something yards in, I think it was 100 grams. It could have been 115 grams though. I have all of these details in the previous episode of the podcast, episode 25. So if you really want all those details, it's in that video. But I will have the name and the colorway in the description down below this video. So that was the main kind of body of the shawl. And I think it was 100% superwash merino, I think. The second yarn that I used that kind of makes up the border is this beautiful hand-dyed yarn from Studio South Yarn Co., I think is what her official name is. I always just call it Studio South Pensacola. It is a wonderful yarn shop in Pensacola, Florida that is owned by an art teacher, and she hand dyes most of the yarn in the shop, and this is one of her hand dyed yarns. It's this beautiful like aquas with grays and tiny like flecks of chartreuse and like little flecks of like bright blue. So really beautiful. It's kind of hard to show it super well because of the fabric. there are lots of holes in it. So it's beautiful though. It was one of her one-of-a-kind colorways, I believe. And so it didn't actually have a name. It had Wabi Sabi on the tag, but I think I saw other skeins that said Wabi Sabi that were not this color. So I think Wabi Sabi is her like one-of-a-kind colorway kind of moniker. So yes, I'm sorry I can't give you the name of that. I don't think it exists anymore. But yeah, this is the Adeline Shawl by Expression Fiber Arts. And again, that information is down below the video in the description. And I just love this so much. I have worn it several times already. It's weirdly useful, partially because it's so big. I didn't realize it was going to block out this big. This is also colors that I wear a lot. I wear a lot of neutrals and I wear a lot of blue. So this actually is pretty useful. And I can wear it as a shawl or like as a scarf sort of situation like this. So it has been handy. And it's soft and it's squishy. So I've really enjoyed this. It's super fast. I knit this, or I crocheted it in like a week and a half, all told. It was over the course of 2 weeks because I took several days off from it. But it was like a week and a half of actually working on it. So this was super fast. It's very nice getting a 2 skein fingering weight lace shawl done in a week and a half. Just saying. Satisfying. This was super satisfying and very fun. The pattern's super addictive. It actually was very easy to memorize when she started her little tutorial, because Expression Fiber Arts does great tutorials. So when she started her tutorial, she was like, I know this seems like a lot, but you'll have it memorized in no time. And I was like, you have a lot more faith in me than I have in myself, because there is no way I am memorizing this thing. But I did. I definitely memorized it. You do it 1,000,005 times. So, and it's a cool pattern too, because you just make it as big as you want it. Like you do as many repeats as you want. And then the border is just transferable. You just make sure you end on the correct row so that when you start the border rows, you know, it all lines up nicely. So it was fun. I really liked it. And I did a Picot crochet edge for the first time, which was really fun. Yeah, I've never done crochet Picot. This is hard to show you while I'm wearing it. So let's see if I can find one to show you. There's one that, come here, little guy. So yeah, you can kind of see the little Picot right there. So it's super fun. It's nice to know that I can do Picot and crochet because I really like Picot. Yeah, so that's this guy. Very satisfying. He was going to potentially be a gift knit, but I don't think the colors were what the recipient would prefer. So I was sort of happy because originally I started it as this could be for me or it could be for a gift. And then as I was crocheting it, I was like, this is definitely for me. And then I was like, no, I have too many shawls. It should be a gift. And then I started thinking about the person. I was like, yeah, this would be a good gift. Actually, I feel really good giving this to that person. And then like towards the end of it, I found out, no, the colors aren't right. So now it's for me again. That's how it happens sometimes, I guess. So this was very happy. I will have better pictures of this on Instagram. So if you want to check out the Instagram, you can, because I've got lots of pictures of this on there, or I will shortly. I'll probably have them up by the time this episode goes up. So my next finished object is so exciting, you guys. So incredibly exciting. Oh my goodness, I've been carrying this guy around with me everywhere. Are you ready? My gnome! Isn't he excellent? Oh my gosh. There's laddering in the hat, but I don't care. Like, I really don't. There've been, you know, some people have like, I've heard from a couple of people that the laddering has like bothered them. And it sort of bothered me, and then I just decided I don't really care. It's a gnome. it just adds to his gnomish charm. Look how cute he is. Can we seriously just appreciate this little guy for a second? Look at his precious, precious little face and his beard and his hat leaf. Look at his hat leaf. I love him. I think his name is Newt. Spelled with a G. G-N-E-W-T. Newt, the gnome. So this is the Gnome de Plume design from Imagined Landscapes. She's doing her Year of Gnomes knit along. I think it's a mystery gnome knit along, which is just so charming. I can't even handle it. Yeah, so this is the Gnome de Plume pattern from that collection, and I am probably going to be making like 12 more of him because I love him. There's an option for little braids, so you can make a little lady gnome, or like a really like Nordic kind of gnome with like battle braids, or maybe this is a lady gnome. I don't know. I think his name is Newt though. I think this is my little boy gnome. And I just used some scraps for him of various hand-dyed yarns. I love him. He stays by my little knitting station in the living room, and then sometimes I take him to other parts of the house with me so that he can just be my little like emotional support gnome. I love him so much. Look how cute he is. One more time. With his little arms. Oh my gosh. Do you see his little arms? He says, "Hello, I'm Newt." So cute. Ugh, I love him. It took me longer to make him than maybe it should have, just because I got a little like, I don't love purling on DPNs. So it was really fun to make this pattern with these, I think they're supposed to be little like budding flowers. That was really fun, but I did not love purling on DPNs for this long. So once I got done with the hat, everything else got done real fast. I think I got the rest done in like a day. So he's really a fairly quick kind of knit. He's done on fingering weight yarn and on DPNs. And I use the same size needle for the whole thing. I think that she calls for 2 size needles, but I did the same size the whole time. Can he sit up here with us for the rest of the podcast? Can he just hang out? The real question is if he will fall. I hope he doesn't fall. I love him. He's just amazing. And I really am planning on making many more of him. So that's my gnome. Congratulations to us all. He's amazing. So my next finished object / last finished object, I'm cutting the ends off real quick because I wove them in before I blocked it, but then I didn't snip them after I blocked it. So that's what's happening right now. So this is another crocheted item. I actually made this basically at the yarn retreat. I just finished it up the next day after I got home from the yarn retreat. If you haven't been watching and you don't know, I went to a yarn retreat, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, in Tennessee, in the Cumberland Mountain State Park. It was beautiful and it was great, and I have a vlog about it. So if you want to see that that video, it is right before this video because I published it last week. But this was one of the workshops that I did while I was there. I really wanted to learn more about crochet, particularly how to read patterns and charts, because I haven't really done that. I watched YouTube tutorials, and then she provided the pattern with it, so I was able to figure out how to read the pattern based on, you know, what she was saying in the tutorial. So that was really helpful, and that taught me a lot about reading patterns. This workshop taught me how to read crochet charts in a very easy way. So that was great. This is the Rose City Cowl. And I'm so sorry I don't have the designer name on hand, but I will find it for you guys so that it will be in the description below. Let me take off this guy so I can show you my pretty cowl. And the yarn, The yarn is also kind of like MIA. I'm not positive where the ball band for that yarn is, but I will try to find it so that I can put it in the description down below for you. I mean, if you're new, like, I'm sorry, I'm not super organized today. I usually have all of this information. Every once in a while something gets left out, but usually I have all of the pertinent information, so I apologize for that. I'm feeling a little floppy. So I'm hoping it's just allergies. But this yarn was really gorgeous. It was a DK weight yarn in superwash merino, cashmere, and silk. So it was just a crazy nice blend. And the shawl is, or the cowl is really pretty. It has this kind of like, and I didn't actually make it correctly. So it does look slightly different from this, but this is very, very similar. Basically, you're supposed to have 3 of these little guys. And here I have like 2, and up here I have 2, and down here I have 2, but I don't really care a whole lot. It's gonna be scrunched up on my neck and nobody's gonna notice. Can you tell? No, you can't. So this guy is pretty, and I did run out of yarn at the end, and so very, very fortuitously I had just bought a skein of yarn in a variegated, yeah, I'd say variegated. It's not really tonal. It's too heavy of a color kind of change to be tonal. I would say it's variegated. It's the same color, but variegated versus solid. Totally different yarn dyer, years apart. Like I bought this yarn like 2 or 3 years ago, and then I just bought this one like last week. So they're completely different. I will have, actually, I don't think she has this color anymore, so it might not even matter, but I will try to find the name of the yarn dyer for this variegated one for you guys if you're interested, because it really is very beautiful. This is a beautiful like plum kind of color, and like almost a burgundy kind of plum, and yeah, her yarn is just gorgeously soft. This one is superwash merino and I think nylon, so it's a slightly different fiber content from the rest of the cowl. But yeah, I'll try to find it for you guys because I feel like it is around here somewhere. Just chaos over here. That's fine. Yeah, so I like this. It's a longer kind of cowl than I would usually like. So can I double this up? Yeah, so I can actually double it up for warmth. So if I want more warmth, I can wear it like this, like with a, you know, jacket or coat. If it's more for style, I suppose, then I can wear it more like this, which is, it gives like a nice little bit of color and texture and interest to, you know, an otherwise kind of like simple outfit, I suppose. So and that kind of like scalloped edge is kind of nice. So yeah, that's kind of cute. We'll see how I end up wearing it. It was kind of I brought the yarn just to like try out. I didn't actually realize it had cashmere and silk in it. So otherwise I might not have brought it as just kind of like swatchy yarn, because I brought it like basically to just do swatches with. And then once I got started, I didn't really want to stop crocheting this. And the yarn was beautiful, so I just decided, I'll just kind of keep it like this. So we'll see. We will see. I could imagine wearing this, but if it ends up seeing something I don't wear tons, then it would be a lovely gift as well. So that would be good too. So that was this guy. This is the Rose City Cowl, and I will have the designer name for you guys in the description below the video. And my hair is doing that thing that it sometimes does. Kind of drives me a little nuts. So that is, those are the finished objects for the crochet and knitting. Now we have finished objects for spinning. So this will just be very, very quick. This guy is an art yarn that I spun up using I made rollags with a blending board that I made. So I did a DIY blending board. Struggling over here. DIY blending board and made my first rollags. And this is the art yarn that I came up with from that. I just used scraps from like a grab bag that I got off of Etsy. So all sorts of different fibers of varying levels of softness and rusticness and what have you. So when I was pulling the rollags off of the blending board, I was thinking, I think this is going to be art yarn. So I spun it as such. So I've got lots of cute little like curly cues in here, and I've got thick and thin parts. I have some like big like chunky bits in here. And what I think I want to do with this guy is I was spinning him to use in a weaving project. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of a tapestry with this guy. We'll see. And I might I might blend and then spin up some yarn to go with him to create maybe like an abstract kind of landscape. We'll see. I'm not going to oversell this because this will be my first time doing that kind of thing. So we'll see how it goes, but I think it'll go well. If nothing else, this will be a cute little tapestry piece just on its own, but I'm excited to weave with him. So that'll be fun. I just finished this guy right after I got back from the yarn retreat. So this is fiber that was dyed by Nanette Wake Studio. I think this is the Zinnia colorway. I don't think it's available anymore. It is either just merino or it is superwash merino, but it's 100% merino, and it's just 4 ounces. And I haven't actually measured it yet, but this is probably like worsted Aran weight yarn if I had to guess just by eyeballing it. So that's fun. I actually have more of this fiber, so I think that I'm going to spin up a second skein to match this one. And I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do with it. It might end up being a weaving project, maybe a woven shawl, because I think that'd be kind of fun. Or it might go into an Etsy shop at some point, because the more that I'm making, the more I'm realizing that I don't necessarily want to keep everything I make just because it's not my color palette or I don't think I'm going to use it very much. But I don't want to like limit myself to like what I'm making just for like things I like. If I had more knit-worthy people in my life, or even more people that liked it, then I'd be able to make more for other people, but I just don't. So I don't want to just make stuff for me all of the time. So, especially with my spinning. So I think an Etsy shop is probably on the horizon. And it will probably mostly contain hand spun yarn. So you guys have that to look forward to. My style is kind of like a woolen spun yarn. It is very like fluffy and lofty and soft and squishy. It is, I can't find this kind of yarn at a yarn shop. Not that it doesn't exist, but I have not been able to find it. And you know how I like yarn shops. So I don't think it's utterly unique, but it's a cool, I think it makes a cool yarn. So yeah, I think it's a cool yarn. So I think it'd be nice to spread that love and Etsy shop some of these guys, because I am rapidly building a collection. And then with that, this one I'm keeping. This is gorgeous. This is more of my hand spun, which I think I may have already said, but here we are. This is Nest Egg by Wound Up Fiber Arts, and I am on the lookout for shop updates for more of this colorway, because now that I have this one, I definitely want a second one, maybe a third one. This is 4 ounces. I'm pretty sure it's 4 ounces. It could be 100 grams, but it's just gorgeous. I love it so much. This is the Merino. I think it's superwash Merino. So I adore this. It is very much my favorite right now. I don't know what I'm going to make with it, but what I make with it is going to be amazing. So that will go into something very special. Those are my finished objects. Let's come to this. So now let's get into some whips. Whips are fun. Well, whips are, some of them are fun and some of them are in timeout. Let's start with the timeout guy. This guy is in timeout. This is a pair of socks I'm knitting for Alex, my husband. And they're in timeout officially at this moment. I also have another pair of socks that's kind of, they're a whip as well, and they are the first pair of socks I've ever put in legit timeout. And it's because the pattern. The yarn is great, and the pattern started out great. I did like a folded, I guess a folded Picot cuff, and I loved it. But the lace part of the pattern, I feel like they just didn't finish writing the pattern, and it could be I am not reading it correctly. That is very possible, but the way that I'm reading the pattern is they just didn't finish it. Like each round of the lace, it doesn't take you through the whole round, like at all. There's no guidance at all. You just make like your one little like yarn over thing, and then it says like knit to the end. To the end of what? To the end of the round? Well, that doesn't make any sense, because then I will have a lace pattern that is supposed to be full of flowers that just has one flower right here. And in an awkward spot to the side of the sock. It's not even centered on the sock. So that can't possibly be right. And even if it was knit to the end of the needle, that still wouldn't be right, because I tried that, and I tried to go to like the second and the third row. The things aren't lining up for that to actually work and make any kind of lace pattern. So anyway, those are on timeout, because I think what I'm going to have to do is rewrite that lace pattern, and just write my own lace pattern for those socks. So we'll see how that goes. Because I have not done that before, but I have an idea of what I think I'm going to try to do, and it's not too complicated. So those socks are in timeout right now because I love that yarn. It's the fairy tale yarn that I showed you guys last time. I'm self-striping and it's beautiful, and I'm a little irritated that I can't knit with it right now, but it's okay. I will get to knit with it eventually. I just have to rewrite that sock pattern, or at least the lace pattern. But these are about to be on timeout too. So I have not had good luck with socks. I did an episode about socks last time, and now here I am being irritated with my socks, but I guess it was bound to happen at some point. So these are the socks I'm knitting for Alex. These are great, right? This is I think, a vintage yarn that I picked up at a flea market. Yeah, at a flea market. So the ball band this is the ball band. This looks vintage, right? This looks vintage to me. So it's 50 grams. And I was trying to knit my husband a pair of like full length socks with a 50-gram skein of yarn with contrast toes and heels. But what was I wasn't thinking, obviously. I can't do that. Like, I can get this for me. I can use a 50-gram skein with contrast heels and toes with a longer leg for me, but not for my husband. My husband's feet are much bigger than mine by like an order of magnitude. So that's not working. So we're halfway through the skein. This is 25 grams. So this is 25. So this is it. I'm not getting any more from this guy for this sock. So now I'm trying to decide, do I frog this? I don't really want to. Or do I put some sort of coordinating yarn to finish the foot and then do the heel or the toe the same as the heel? I was looking through everything in my stash, and this is the only one I could find that sort of kind of worked-ish, and I don't love it. Because this is such a rich colorway. And then we've got the washed out navy. which I love. I love this washed out navy. This is by Blue Sky Fibers, or Blue Sky Yarn Company. This is the Summer Storm colorway. And I love this. I don't think it's doing either yarn justice to try to pair these into this sock. What do you guys think? Do you have any suggestions for me about this sock? Because that's pretty much where I'm ending this talk about this sock, is just, I don't have anything else to say about this. It's in timeout. I'm a little irritated about it. And it's 100% my fault. This is the first time I will have ever had this happen, by the way. I've never run out of yarn while knitting socks, and I've knit a lot of socks this year. So I guess hooray, it's the first time, and maybe there's a first time for everything, but that's irritating. That was irritating because it took, it takes some time to knit these guys. There's a lot of little stitches in these, and I was very happy with the yarn that I chose for my contrast heels and toes. And so timeout socks. Do you guys have any suggestions for me? Do I just frog it? Should I put a contrast yarn for the rest of the foot, or not necessarily contrast, but coordinating, which I guess could be a contrast. Do you know what color I should use for that? Because I don't know. I went through my whole stash and I don't own anything that would be suitable, so I'm probably gonna have to try to find something. I'm giving myself the hiccups. I'm so upset. So that's what's happening with that. Do you have any solutions for me? Ideas? Just condolences? Irritating. So my other works in progress are more exciting. I'll share with you guys just real quick. Yeah, this one. This is my Weasley sweater. I don't have tons of progress made on it, so this is very quickly just showing it to you. Yeah, so where this progress marker is, that's where it was when I showed you last time. So I have added 2 inches. But I am almost ready to split for the sleeves. This pattern I am doing a little differently. It's written to be knit flat and then seamed together, and I'm obviously knitting this in the round. I understand how the helical knitting thing goes, and with, you're knitting in a spiral, and I get it. I wanted to do it anyway, and if it doesn't work well, then I learned my lesson, but I think it'll be okay. So I'm knitting this in the round. It was supposed to be knit flat. Oh well. Yeah, so this is going well. Now that it has cooled off, I do feel a little bit more motivated to work on this. I was not motivated to work on it because I was working on my gnome and I wanted to finish my shawl, and then I was doing this. And then I started a couple other things I'm about to show you. So I haven't done tons with this, but it's about to get more love because it is starting to cool down, and I'm starting to feel like, I want to do some sweater knitting. I also think I'm going to modify what kind of Weasley sweater this turns into. I think I'll share more of that with you guys on the upcoming video for updates for the Magical Make-Along. But I'm making some design modifications. We'll leave it at that because I don't love the idea of having a giant letter on a piece of clothing that I wear. So we'll leave it at that for now. And this is in my Anomalous Mine project bag. It's my Harry Potter project bag, which is very, very cute. And the yarn that I'm using for this is Ella Ray Eco Tweed. It's 100% merino. It's non-superwash, I'm pretty sure. And it's the Lapis Lazuli colorway. So that's my Weasley sweater. And then my other 2 works in progress are real exciting. And these I don't really want to stop knitting ever. So I got this beautiful, beautiful yarn from Studio South in Pensacola. Oh, I feel like she got a different website name because that's not the website anymore. So, okay, I think that she has settled on the new name as Studio South Yarn Co. in Pensacola. Anyway, this is Wild Violet. I don't think this is available anymore. So it's just this beautiful, like lightly tonal, very lightly variegated. I'd say lightly variegated, more so than tonal. So lightly variegated purple with a little bit of speckling in it, with like some little bits of blue and some like dark purple and some like dark fuchsia-y kind of speckles, and beautiful yarn. So I got 2 skeins of this, and it is 100% superwash merino. It's a sport weight, it's 3-ply. And I wanted to do like a triangle lace, or not triangle, like a diamond lace wrap. And I found a pattern that I liked, I thought I liked, and then I started it and I was like, I need to modify this. This isn't working for me. It wasn't giving me what I wanted. So I'm modifying it. And as I'm knitting it, I'm coming up with all sorts of ideas of things to like, I've changed what I'm gonna change for this section, but now there's lots of stuff I want to add, and I don't know. So I am toying. We'll see how it goes, and I need to probably talk to a couple people about it first, but this could be a design project. So that would be fun. I've recently been thinking about how I have designed a couple things now, and it might be kind of nice to write them up. My autumnal shawl from last year is one of them. I combined knitting and crochet, and I made I think it's a beautiful shawl. And I completely made that up as I went. And so it might be kind of fun to maybe write that up as a pattern, because there have been like multiple people at this point who have said they want to make one. And I'm like, a pattern doesn't exist for it. I just made it up as I went. So I might write that up as a pattern. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know. This might become a pattern as well. We will also see. But this is what I've got going so far on this. It's this beautiful, like, diamondy kind of lace. And I might change up the lace a little bit in other sections. We'll see. So obviously this will block out to be much more like, can we see it? Much more diamondy. But I am kind of going for like petals of a wild violet. So yeah, I'm kind of liking how this is turning out so far. I think it looks beautiful on this yarn, and I'll keep you guys updated as to whether or not this becomes a published pattern. We'll see. Right now, I'm just kind of trying to make a shawl or a wrap that I like. Yeah. So I'm knitting these on my high sharps. These are US 6s. And this is with sport weight yarn. We'll see. It's exciting. It's fun. I love knitting lace. So I'm really enjoying making that. I've been wanting to make it ever since I bought that yarn. But I couldn't find a pattern I loved, and I kept having other projects that felt like they were more pressing. And I finally was like, I'm just doing it. And even if I don't love this pattern, I'll just figure it out. And that's what's happening. So, and I won't tell you what the pattern that I originally was using is called, because I've changed it so much at this point, I don't think it really matters. And it had some like issues with it. Same with like those socks. This is my alarm telling me that like, oh, you need to like start to reach the end. Same with the socks that weren't working out. I just don't want to mention what the pattern is, because I don't want to, I don't know, spread shade. Is that what, how do the kids say it? I don't know. I don't want to be rude about somebody's pattern. So if I end up finishing a pattern and publishing it, I can tell you about my pattern, but I don't really want to like talk about a pattern that had problems in it. I don't know. If you're super, super curious because you think you might be making that pattern, or you're thinking of making it and you want to know ahead of time, like, hey, am I going to struggle with this pattern? I'm happy to let you know what it was, but I don't really want to just put out on the internet like, hey, this pattern has a bunch of problems with it. It just seems rude. So I don't want to do that. This pattern has 0 problems with it, and it's amazing. It's by Helen Stewart of the Curious Handmade podcast, Curious Handmade, I guess just company. And and it's amazing. It's the shawl pattern that she just released. Like, it is fresh off the press. It is the Simply Curious Shawl by Helen Stewart of Curious Handmade, and I definitely cast that bad boy on. I got some yarn from Mandi's Makings in the mail just a couple of days ago, and she had posted some one-of-a-kind, like, oopsie skeins of yarn for her pumpkin carving colorway. So these were a lot lighter, and they were super pretty, and they were, you know, discounted because they were oopsies skeins. So I was like, I'm getting 2 of those because I love those. Well, I got them in the mail, and they looked different in person than online. You know, the lighting sometimes can do that. So I wasn't super thrilled with them when I got them. I was like, I don't really know what to do with them now. But it only took about 10 minutes before they grew on me. I just had to like shift, like my gears just had to like kind of like shift, because they're beautiful. They really are. They weren't what I was expecting. So I had to like process that information before I could be really excited about what they are. I like them a lot as they are. And the Curious Handmade Simply Curious Shawl pattern had just been released, and I was like, oh, well, what should I cast on with that? Well, those 2 things came together very, very beautifully. I got this yarn that I didn't know what to do with. I had a pattern that I didn't know what yarn to use for. Well, I figured that out and solved that problem because now this is happening. So this is really beautiful, I think. This is going to be a beautiful, neutral, fall, squishy, cozy shawl. Awesome. I got this yarn in fingering weight because the DK weights had already sold out within the first like 20 minutes that they were posted. Isn't this beautiful though? It's really very beautiful. I really do like it. It did grow on me very quickly because it's beautiful. It's a wonderful neutral for fall, and the pattern is for DK weight, so I'm just holding the fingering weight double to get me the correct yarn, and it's beautiful and soft and squishy, and I love it. I needed more yarn for this pattern because I can't remember how much it requires. I think it's like 3 or 4 skeins of DK is what it recommends. So I've got 3 skeins of fingering weight. This is also Mandi's Makings. It's been in my stash since January because I got it during the New Year's Eve sale, or the New Year sale. This is the Oh Dear colorway by Mandi's Makings. So I'm gonna hold it double so these 2 guys are getting held double for most of the shawl. And then to kind of fade into this guy, I'm going to hold this guy double with one of these. And then I'm going to hold this guy double with himself. And then I'm either going to end the shawl a little early because I don't think I'll have the yardage that's required, or I'll just find something that coordinates well with these guys just to do like a little bit at the end. And it's just going to be a very beautiful, I think that's going to look nice. I think that is going to look nice because this is like a pink. And I think that'll be kind of fun with the orange. I'll put a lifeline in probably when I get to that point, just in case I don't like how it's working up. But I think that'll work nicely. And I'll have like a nice little neutral fade, cozy, squishy DK shawl for fall. And I love how simple this pattern is. It's so soothing to knit. It takes like no brain power. And the yarn is lovely to work with, and I know the finished object is going to be just really lovely, so I'm excited about this. I'm so interested to see how much the yarn poofs up when it gets washed. I'm hoping it poofs up a little bit, but it's so nice. I really like it, and it's going to be so squishy and lovely, and I'm excited. This I'm having trouble putting down. I have just been knitting this obsessively since I cast it on. I'm getting close to being 20% of the way through. One of the things I love about Helen Stewart's patterns is she has percentages of progress throughout the pattern. So you can tell when you are, 5% done, 15% done, 25% done, and that's really fun. So I'm getting close to being 20% done. So that will probably be a finished object by our next podcast. I think that's it for my works in progress. I'm not really going to do needle adjacent. Oh, well, okay. Real quick needle adjacent. It's in this beautiful project bag that I have had squirreled away since last year. I bought this project bag last year, and then it was already after Halloween, and I didn't want to use it after Halloween, so I put it away for myself and put Halloween-ish type sock skeins in it so that I could open this up for myself when it got close to Halloween this year and have a lovely Halloween-ish surprise for myself. So I'm excited to get into this guy. It's got like a black, but like a patterned black kind of lining. I will tell you the maker in the description below because it's been so long. It's been a year since I bought this, so I don't remember what the maker is anymore. I want to say maybe Chestnut Fibers on Etsy, but I'll put it in the description below for you guys. So in here, I have several skeins from Nanette Wake Studio that I bought last year, so these don't exist anymore. And I put them all in here as potential Halloween sock skeins. They're real vibrant. This guy, I am almost positive is going to be the pair that I cast on. This is Orangeade, and isn't it so pretty? I love pink and orange together, especially for Halloween. This I had put in here. It's Volcano. That's what I had put in here for a Halloween option, but I'm not sure now. We'll see, because now that I see him, he might go into another fun project. And then these were in a set for one-of-a-kind skeins, and these are super fun as well. So we'll see which one I cast on for my Halloween socks, because I'm probably going to cast those on today or tomorrow, and that's really fun. So if you guys ever get like holiday stuff on sale after the holiday is over, what I like to do is I like to put it away for myself as a gift for the next year, because I didn't remember what any of this looked like until I opened it up a day ago. Yesterday is how we say it. And it was a delightful surprise. And now I'm excited to do Halloween socks, and it's getting me in the Halloween spirit. So that is very fun. And then two other acquisitions just to show you very quickly. One is some knitting graph paper. I got this on Amazon, and this has the graph paper that is specifically for knitting. So, and they've got two different kinds. So they're longer, the little like, I guess they're rectangles. They're not squares. They're longer than they are tall because of how knit stitches are. So when you're designing a knitwear piece, your stitches are not perfect squares. So when you're designing on a grid, it's good to have the graph paper for knitwear designer or knitwear designing. Yeah, because these stitches are definitely wider than they are tall. And then they have like a bigger version as well. So this is going to be handy since I'm doing some redesigning / designing stuff right now. That was only like, I don't know, $4 or $5 off of Amazon. So that was great. And oh, actually I'm doing pretty well on time. Oh, nice. Huh. So I don't have to panic. I'll just set this little alarm for myself so that I can kind of keep track of where I'm at. Sorry for the being obsessed with time today. It's just I have work this afternoon. Oh, my little newt. You fell over. Was I too exuberant? I just want to make sure I'm not late for work, basically. And since I'm not feeling 100%, I know that it's easier for me to lose track of time than usual. This book I just got in the mail yesterday, and I've already gone through it twice. I got this used on Amazon, so this is also like $6 used on Amazon. This is Lace One Skein Wonders. which just seemed like a really good... I was looking for lace pattern books because I am discovering, as I'm getting more experienced with knitting and learning more about myself and what I like, I really like knitting lace a lot. It is what I think I have the most fun doing. So I thought, well, why not get a couple of lace pattern books? And the One Skein Wonders was great because I have so many single skeins in my stash, and I like single skein projects. I would definitely knit multi-skein projects all the time, but like this is like a One Skein Wonder kind of thing, and I think it's a very wearable, usable piece. I have a shawlette, my Plume shawl, that I use often, and it's a One Skein Wonder. So I like the idea, and since a lot of these, especially like the wraps, I can just expand the pattern to make them a bigger wrap. Some of the shawls I could probably do that with too, like the triangular shawls maybe, but it'd be a little harder because the numbers are a little harder to figure out. But I probably could. So these don't have to be One Skein Wonders. I can use the patterns from these and expand them and turn them into 2 or 3 skein projects too. So yeah, I thought this was going to be really fun. I have earmarked 37 projects in this that I want to make. So I'm probably not going to knit all of them, but there are a lot of them I would like to make because it's full of some really beautiful patterns. And there are lots of copies of this on Amazon, both new and used. Again, I got a used copy because I buy most of my things used at this point. I don't really like to buy much new anymore. Especially things like books and clothes and that kind of stuff. So yeah, and I have another book of lace patterns coming, hopefully this week, and I can share it with you guys next time too. But that one's a really good one. It's got a lot of great ideas, from hats to scarves to shawls to gloves, mitts, headbands, accessories, household items, lots of baby items. It's got some really great stuff. So that was that acquisition. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I don't think so though. Yeah, and so then last acquisition is a little bit of an unboxing. So this is, I didn't cut it open beforehand, so I'll do that now. This I ordered well over a month ago, and then it arrived maybe like 2 weeks ago. I may have ordered it almost 2 months ago. I think I ordered it in July, and I received it a week or 2 ago and didn't open it because I wanted to open it with you guys. This was supposed to be my autumn yarn, my like fun autumn yarn for myself. Mandy's makings then had that one of a kind oopsie skein that went up like last week, and I had to snag that. So maybe that's my fun autumn yarn this year. But if I get through that really quickly and I feel good about casting on something else, then this will be my second really fun autumn yarn for this year. If not, I can put it away for next year, and it can be a fun surprise for myself because I will forget what it looks like in a year. But this was my fun autumn yarn kit or autumn yarn set from Tsuki Mountain Fibers. It's Tsuki, Tsuki Mountain Fibers on Etsy. And let's see, I don't remember what it looked like because I ordered it so long ago, and I haven't opened this, so. Oh my gosh, this is really pretty, and I forgot that I ordered a second skein with it that is not autumnal, but is just gorgeous. Okay, this is gonna crinkle. My alarms keep going off because I accidentally set more than one alarm. Okay, so this is, oh my gosh, that's just, okay, we'll look at that in a second. Oh my goodness. These guys are the autumn set. This is the Haunted Woods Fade. It says this fade contains 5 colorways and can be used for sweaters, socks, shawls, etc. Yeah, there's a little card. Haunted Woods Fade. And this is so awesome. Okay. Oh, it's so pretty, you guys. It smells nice. Isn't that so fun? Okay, now that I've got it out and I'm looking at it, I feel like I have got to cast this on for a Halloween project. Oh my gosh, how freaking fun is this? Ah, that's a great Halloween fade. And that's what I thought when I saw it, and that's why I bought it. So I had just forgotten what it looked like. That's a great Halloween fade. Wow, that's really awesome. So I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to pair these guys with. This looks like DK. I think I'd ordered DK because I have so much, I've been doing so much with fingering this year, and I'm really craving some not fingering weight projects, unless it's crochet because it goes real fast. So we'll see what I pair this with. I kind of want to pair it with pink because I really like pink and orange for Halloween stuff. Oh my gosh. I feel like some pink and gray would be awesome. Like if I could find like a gray with like pink speckles, that would be amazing. I don't think I have anything that feels super appropriate for this one, or for this fade. Yeah, I think these need to get paired with some sort of pink guy and be a beautiful pink and a pink Halloweenish fade. Isn't that beautiful? Ah, I'm so happy we could experience this together. That's really pretty. Yay! They're gonna sit there for now so that I can see them. And then I got this skein because I think it was either on sale or it was the last one or something. It's Luscious Lavender and it's gorgeous. I'm so happy I got this, and I completely forgot that I did. This is the Tsuki Sock. It's 75 superwash, 25 nylon, superwash merino, 25 nylon, 437 yards and 100 grams. It's a 4-ply fingering weight. Yeah, and the colorway is Luscious Lavender. And oh my gosh, you guys, look how gorgeous that is. That's some like crazy gorgeous speckles going on over here. Yeah, I love this. So this is going into the shawl yarn section of the stash, and this is going to become probably a Helen Stewart pattern, or a Helen Stewart pattern. So beautiful. Look at that like gorgeous purple speckling. Wow. Ah, amazing. I'm so happy with that. That's beautiful. Yay. Happy birthday to me. I didn't remember that I got this. Happy Podiversary to me. Yay. So that's amazing. I am so excited about that. Wow. That's beautiful. This is exactly the kind of colorway I would like, which is probably why I bought it, even though I didn't remember. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Yay. That's so fun. So, all right. Well, that's my unboxing. That was really exciting. I will start to wrap us up, for today, but that was really fun. I'm glad we could share that moment together. I think that's DK. I'm gonna have to go back and look to see what this is, but I'm pretty sure this looks like DK to me. Maybe sport weight, but it does not look like fingering weight. So I'm so excited. Alrighty, so last bit is so knit chat. Let's talk about the giveaway for our Podiversary. So we have over 1,000 subscribers. I think we have over 1,100 subscribers now. So that's very exciting. And then it's our Podiversary. So 1 year of the channel being in existence. So a little bit of a giveaway for that. This is the main thing for the giveaway. This is the Barocco Millefiore Light in the Gladiolus colorway. This is color 6861. It's 100 grams, 350 yards. It's 50% wool, 50% acrylic, and it is really beautiful. Yeah, this is really beautiful. I got this at the Sow's Ear in Madison, Wisconsin, and I was so excited for it when I got it, and I had some ideas of what I wanted to do for it. This is also a single ply, by the way. It's a single ply. And there's a little bit of fuzz. I was so excited when I bought it, and as I am kind of reevaluating my style and what I like to knit and what I like to wear and that kind of thing, I think I've decided that I want this to go to a loving home, because I don't think I am going to end up using him. But I did really, really love him when I got him, so, and there are special memories attached with him. So I wanted him to go to a special loving home, and a friend of the podcast seemed like a really good place for him to go live. So this is the main prize for our anniversary giveaway. And I'm also going to throw in with this guy a couple of stitch markers. I have these little cute tassel stitch markers that I make. I don't have any on hand to show you guys, but I'm probably going to post a picture of the prize package on Instagram, so you can check it out there. So it'll be this guy and a couple of those little tassel stitch markers, which are very lightweight. They're the lobster clasp, so they're more like progress keepers. So you can use them for crochet or for knitting. And yeah, we'll see what colors I pick out to put with this guy. And I might throw in something else too. We'll see. I kind of want it to be a fun prize package. But yeah, so this is going to be the prize with some progress keepers / stitch markers, and then another little like throw in. And if you would like to be entered in to win this anniversary prize, just comment below the video. Ooh, what phrase should you use? Comment. Oh, I need something clever. How about Podiversary prize? Or anniversary prize. Yeah, so just, you can, comment, I would like the Podiversary prize, please, or I'm entering for the anniversary prize, some sort of something with anniversary prize or Podiversary prize. And that way I'll know that you are interested in winning this guy. If you're not interested in winning, but you still want to comment, then you're still welcome to comment. Just don't include the phrase Podiversary prize or anniversary prize. So that way I'll know that you're just commenting because we're just being friends, not because you are interested in winning this guy. So, yep, this is our little prize for today. So I'll leave that open from now until the next podcast. So next podcast episode, I will announce the winner. So that could be 2 weeks, that could be 3 weeks, but basically you have between now and next podcast to enter to win the prize. So yeah, either 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now. And right now it is September 28th. So I think that gives plenty of time for people to enter to win. And that's exciting. And again, I'm just so grateful to have been doing this with you guys for a year. And I'm excited to see where it continues to go in the future. I feel like my momentum has not slowed down. It has just sped up as far as like what I'm doing with like spinning and potentially designing. And I have some ideas for like more mindfulness stuff. And yeah, there's a lot kind of like going on kind of behind the scenes too. And the future might be full of all sorts of mindful yarn stuff. So we'll see what happens together. So let's see. We've got that. Then just real quick, our magical make-along is still going on. It is going on until Halloween. So October 31st is the last day of the magical make-along. It'll be the last day to enter any finished objects if you want to get prizes for that. If you are interested in the magical make-along, there are a lot of information videos. We'll have them linked down below. We have information videos and update videos, and I will be uploading another update video this weekend. That's the plan. The plan is that I'm going to upload another Magical Make-Along update video this weekend. Hopefully October 1st. It could be October 2nd. We'll see what happens. But we'll do some more updates on people's finished objects, where I'm at with my magical projects, what's going on with prizes, that kind of thing. So that's really fun, and it is a generic magical make-along. Anything magic goes. There's a lot of Harry Potter stuff going on, but it doesn't have to be Harry Potter. Newt the Gnome is one of my magical projects. And Halloween stuff also counts, because Halloween is kind of magical feeling. So we're counting Halloween projects. So join on in if you haven't already, and if you are, then thanks for joining in on that. It's been really fun to see all your projects and to see the chat on the Ravelry group, and we've got the thread on Instagram. It's a magical mal, M-A-L, on Instagram. That's the hashtag for it, and we've got some really cute stuff in that hashtag. So we've got that. We've got the Stephen West kind of unofficial make-along group going on. The cast on for Stephen West is next week. I've got my yarn right here, so I'll just go ahead and show you if you haven't already seen it. Yeah, so Stephen West Twists and Turns Cowl starts next week on October 6th. This is my yarn that I'm using for it. It is mostly, oh gosh, it's trying to escape. It's mostly from Hobby Lobby. This is the Zahara colorway from the Authentic Hand Dyed Tonal, and this is the Flamenco from the Authentic Hand Dyed as well. Or not tonal, it's just Authentic Hand Dyed. Zahara and Flamenco. And then this is Knit Picks Hawthorne Fingering in Burlingame. So that is going to be my Stephen West shawl this year. That's exciting. Join on in with us if you are participating in that MCAL and you want to be part of our group. We just made a little group for all of us to have fun doing that together. So that's on Ravelry. And anything else to mention? We do have Zoom. We have a Zoom knit night next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Yes? Yes, I'm double checking to make sure I'm not making that up. But I'm positive that it is next. Yes, it is on Monday, October 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern time. That is our next knit night, and it is on Zoom. In the future, we might do Discord, but for just ease of organization for this time, we'll keep it with Zoom. If you're interested in joining us for knit night on Zoom, you can let me know. You can give me an email. You can message me on Instagram or on Ravelry, and I'm happy to send you the Zoom invite for that if you want to join us. So I think that we made good time. This was a shorter episode for me, which is awesome. I feel like I just galloped through things, but I probably should work on being more concise and managing the time better. So it's not the worst. It's probably good that it was shorter. And it might not have gone as fast as I felt like. I probably ramble a lot, and that's usually why it's so long. So, yeah, thanks for joining me today. Again, happy anniversary to the podcast and to the channel. It's so exciting. Part of me feels like I want to start getting some swag. I think it'd be really fun to have mindful knitter swag. Oh, maybe if I do an Etsy shop, we can do that. That'd be fun. Yeah. Yeah. Nobody has actually commented on the Etsy shop idea. I keep talking about it, and I'm not getting any feedback about whether or not anyone thinks it's a good idea or whether they'd be interested in it. But we'll see. I'll just decide to do it one way or the other. I think I'm leaning towards just go ahead and do it because I want to spin up stuff and I'm not going to use it all. So it needs to go somewhere. And it'd be fun to put some mindful knitter swag in there. I can put my little tassel stitch markers in there. And then there were some other things that I wanted to start doing too that would be fun to put in the Etsy shop. So yeah, I'll let you guys know about that as that develops. Oh, and patterns. If I start doing getting some patterns published, then they can be on the Etsy shop too. So we've got lots of options for an Etsy shop. We'll just see. This is how it starts. You start as just a hobbyist, and then you make a YouTube channel, and then you make a shop, and then you... So I'm going down the rabbit hole. I'm going to end it here for today. We don't have a specific mindfulness segment today just because of my time limits. So you can check out the mindfulness videos. We have a lot of like guided mindfulness practices and things like that in the playlist for mindfulness practices on the channel. So check that out if you're interested in it. So you've got some good knitting meditations and yarn meditations and that kind of thing. And yeah, just thank you again, guys, for being here, for making this possible. I have never had so many knitting friends. I've never had so many friends, just generally. My life is better because of this channel, because of yarn, and because of all of you. So thank you so much. It means way more to me than I could ever possibly express. So yeah, thank you. Happy anniversary, guys. I will see you in the next video. Happy crafting. Bye.